Yeah, math and science. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is NBC The Game, Brother Manifestation, coming to you from live from Taiwan, District 13, the real District 13. And welcome to the Supreme Creator broadcast. And today's episode is entitled How to Make a Bitch Nigga, Vortex Energy, in Timeless Dimensional Space. This is a groundbreaking, life altering episodes today. We're honored and deeply privileged to welcome none other than the Supreme Creator, who is the ultimate source of unparalleled wisdom and power. Prepare to receive the latest, most electrifying revelations on the mysteries of vortex energy and its role in shaping this dimension of time and space. And are you ready? Are you ready to break free from the chains of weakness and mediocrity? There's a lot of that going on in these times, even in early 2025. Today, the Supreme Creator will also expose the secrets of how a bitch nigga punk is made and how a weak man is foraged. But more importantly, how you can shatter those limitations, learn how to raise above, and claim your destiny as the strongest, most intelligent, righteous, original man that you're supposed to be. So, without further ado, let me bring up the Supreme Creator, mathematics and science, God.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You heard.
Mathematical science, brother.
Absolutely. Math and science.
Quantum consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It all.
Yeah,
We into it
I like
all,
that.
man. We are definitely in a quantum period, where everybody's experiencing things, you know, of your deepest wants. I'll say there's nothing to stop it no more. We had interferences before, even the towers. The um, certain phone frequency towers and other radiation tests and other alternated brainwave frequencies that the government and other people of power were doing to people, and we're at the end of that now. And now you could freely go about your most inner wants, and there's nothing or no other reactionary forces that can really come against you except yourself.
Absolutely. So I heard you say to someone else before, like, if you go against you, it's like going against yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We created this universe, meaning us, the gods, um, for right to reign over everything. There's nobody, there's no nigga, no devil that's gonna do things wrong and think they're gonna outshine or outdo or even have any power or dominion over what's right. They have no power over. We have all the power over them, though, whether they like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And most likely they're not going to like it, but oh well.
I mean, the white boy knows it. That's why he sets up, like they say, remember, was that Devil's Advocate? You gotta play, but he was talking to Creator Reeves at the end. He
Mm-hmm.
said, "You made me do it. You're the devil. You made me do it." He says, I don't work like that."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I only set the stage. You pull the strings," and that's correct. The guns, the drugs, even turning on your television and listening to all the stupidity that you're putting in your mind, and letting your children watch violent and demonic things that are images or programming on the television. which is the
Hmm.
biggest religion out here, is the TV. So he didn't force you to do it; you did it yourself.
Right. Is a choice. That's what mathematics and science helps us make our choices, make the righteous decisions.
Everything's a choice, you know. Um, Even they say slavery was a choice. Some of us jumped in. You know what I mean? We rather got killed. You know what I mean? And jumped
Yeah.
off a bridge some fucking where rather
Yeah.
than be a slave. It's better to die on your feet than to suffer on your knees.
Yeah. Brother Supreme, you say that, but remember when Kanye said that they tore his head off. They, the watered down public, bitch
But
niggas.
oh, he said, "Bitch, nigga."
No, he said that slavery was a choice. I
Yeah,
remember a lot of
that's true.
bitch made
That's true.
fools. They ran that they tried to talk shit about him.
If it wasn't a choice, you wouldn't have slaves that rebelled or freely committed suicide. So much so where he had to put that in his book or his Bible. It's a sin to commit, so he wouldn't lose
Yeah.
his stock. You know what I mean? He would lose money or lose his slaves after putting them under that religion, that false
Hmm.
religion, to enslave them. So he had to put that in there. Um, didn't know God put that in there. Your master put that in there so he wouldn't be losing all his damn slaves.
Right. Now it's not that it's an easy choice for some people, but it's still a choice. Just like the COVID stuff or COVID-19, like how they said in order to if you're a nurse or a doctor, you have to take the shot, right? And if you don't do that, you can't work, right?
Yeah,
Even though that's like, damn, it's still a choice.
yeah.
It's
And
still a choice. Yeah.
what's messed up is I knew people that did that, because they had to take care of their families, and
Uh,
some of them, they did take the shot or they call it the jab or whatever, so they wouldn't lose their job, man. I mean, you got support, you got mouths to feed, and you're sitting there, thinking about, damn, if I don't take this shot, my kids, they could be hungry, and we could be put out because it ain't guaranteed you're gonna just find a quick job like that. And then if you're in that field, if you're a nurse as a profession, you go look for another nursing job. All of them might require that mostly because you're dealing with the public.
yeah.
So that's not
You.
guaranteed. So is they were just like, fuck it, I might as well just take it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I can't. I don't. What am I supposed to do?
Right. Interesting enough, out here in Taiwan, they were doing the same thing with not only medical professions but also for teachers. And a lot of the people I know, they call them expats from other countries that move here. A
Right.
lot of them were from a lot of the ones from America are actually the ones that were like, screw that. Even though this is my livelihood, my job, I ain't taking no jab for any amount of money. And a lot
Yeah.
of them quit. But you know what ended up happening is they ended up starting their own school and doing well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good for them, man. If people can
yeah,
can get out of that.
yeah,
I just feel for the people that have response. If you were single, that's more
yeah.
easier to do that. But when you have
Right.
a family and children, is you're not just thinking about yourself.
Yeah,
Like, you're really trying to figure out what you're really going deep thoughts, man. And I get that, but sometimes it's a test, man. When you're in that field, you're supposed to already know all these things that you might have to take a TV test or shot or whatever, whatever things they have them do
hmm,
in that field.
yeah,
The same health field that uh, makes trillions of dollars, but yet the citizens have the worst health in the world. One of them.
hmm.
For the size
Ironic.
America is, they're the most obese, poorest health with hypertension, diabetes. A lot of people, I just saw where a guy 26 years old died because he couldn't afford the insulin shot. I think I post that. Yeah, I just post that on the page. Um, Tragic.
Hmm.
Although he's too ignorant to know, diabetes could be reversed. Either if you're overweight, either you lose weight or you change your diet and start. All the diet is when you're gonna die. That's why it's called a diet. You
Right. You told
said,
me that. I stopped saying that like years ago when y'all heard you said teach that before.
yeah, diet simply means when you want to die.
Hmm.
We know that the wise scientists that ran the world or ran the planet, when they wanted to pass, they started to eat bad. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because that's what they do to pass on. The great teacher did that. He was experimenting with different things, and eventually, willingly, not because he knew if he wanted to live with his knowledge, and this has never been told. With the great teacher's knowledge, he knew he could live 500 years if he wanted to. He could eat once a week or once every 3 days, and he knew, although he had to make sure that the people that he knew what he was talking about, he also had to make way for me or uh, the beings that would be coming after him. You know what I mean? He had to
Right.
make a way for that. So he willingly knew, or he did the things that he knew. He had bronchitis and other. So he knew he had that, and it was willing or choice. Remember, choice again. There's a
Hmm.
choice.
Hmm.
He chose to do
And
that for a reason, not just to be doing it. Huh?
right. Right, and we have a resonator of the great teacher Elijah Muhammad here, Master. I mean, bring on Master Ali, Brother Ali, righteous peace, Brother Ali.
Righteousness, righteousness and peace, brothers. I'm
Right, man.
gonna try to hang out with y'all as long as possible. This phone is acting crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, brother. Appreciate it.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, he started doing things that would make him pass, and that's what
Hmm.
the wise men, we know how to do that because we know eating right and thinking right. We can live hundreds and hundreds of years just off of that. So he passed at 81 years old, I think, or 80. I forgot what if he was 81 or 80, whichever one they were. He uh, he did that willingly by sac. That's why they styled him as a sacrificial lamb, and then you have the actual. I don't like them terms that lamb bullshit because
Hmm.
we know we know what sheep and lamb is, but that's what they style it as. You know what I mean? We're real lions, man. We not no fucking lambs. You know what I mean? First of all,
Yeah.
because a wolf, all a lamb is food for the wolf, man. You're a prey. That's really what when people say, I'm a little lamb, or all you saying what you are today. You're a prey. You're a prey to the government. You're a prey to the system. You're a prey to the niggas on the streets. You're just a walking prey because you have no power, and that's what a sheep is. It's a prey.
It is. Yeah, yeah. And who's the predator, Brother Supreme?
I just meant the government.
Yeah.
Remember, the government gives them tax breaks. The government won't give no fucking body tax breaks on this planet, but them motherfuckers, the church. So we need to ask ourselves, why is that? You know what I'm saying? That's what people need to answer there. Is why is that? They
Yeah.
support drugs coming in this country, obviously, because they're still getting in here.
Hmm.
They support a high prison system, meaning they say that there's more people sent to prison than in college in this country. So that's not by coincidence. The government runs every fucking thing. So don't sit here and say, "Oh, that just happens to be because people are doing crimes." Yeah, in poor neighborhoods, there's high crimes. But why is the government keeping them oppressed or poor so that they can fill up prisons and they're ignorant? So let's run that first 48, man. If you able to. That's a perfect example. This would be a perfect example of what I'm saying here.
Okay. I think this one should work. It's not necessarily the one that you showed me because
It
that's
doesn't matter.
blocked in my country. I got another one for you.
Let's
Here we
do
go.
This program documents actual homicide investigations. Criminal charges are often dropped or reduced, and all suspects shown are presumed innocent unless proven guilty.
I don't like full.
It's full moon today, moon in Cancer, too. The funny thing is, like, these niggas make it so easy for detectives that they can sit around and goof
Easy
around.
check. Yeah, they just like this. Okay, what dumb niggas is gonna, make our paycheck? I mean, they're having a great old time.
Right. And it's a full moon too, so they're about to make easy pickings.
Yeah.
Get rid of the gun. I mean, coming from his point of view, he put it in his house, kept it in his house.
This man, these people know. I mean, these people. I'm talking about the system. I'm talking about judges, lawyers, or liars, whatever.
Supreme, Brother Supreme, could you come up to the mic more? Or I don't know if the mic is obstructed or something. A little bit. You're kind of low.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
That was better.
Okay. I was saying the politicians, basically the whole government, the politicians, the courts, meaning the lawyer, the liars, or the public pretenders, the judges. They know these niggas aren't critical thinkers. They know they're ignorant. So they know they're gonna leave flaws everywhere. They're gonna leave clues. They know they're gonna be disastrous. How do you give a nigga meaning an ignorant ass, sensitive ass person and put a gun in their hands? You think they would put a gun in the nigga's hands if they didn't think a nigga was gonna use it on another nigga? Let's keep it real. Can you hear me, brother?
Oh yeah. I can hear you. Let me play it.
We had the same casing on the scene. Casing just like the
Dumbass nigga
Predator.
think he gonna come home and make him talk.
Yeah. She sound like a predator. I'm gonna get him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him. Yeah.
The bitch, yeah. She's
gonna get him.
Make yourself an accessory. Look, when they say just talk to us, whatever, they just want him to put himself at the crime so they can arrest his dumbass and throw him in the joint.
Yeah. You know what they probably did too? They do this technique like as soon as they put him in there, they put a pen and a paper in there and they say, I want you to write down what happened. I bet you like 30 to 40% of those fools do that. They write it down when they don't have to say anything or anything.
We know, or they'll bluff on them. We know we have such and such, or we have a witness or whatever. We just want you to talk.
Right.
And then their dumb ass stop talking. He's a minor, I think they said. First of all,
he's 16.
Yeah, he's not even supposed to be legally. He's not even supposed to be talking to nobody unless he has a lawyer or a parental. But
well,
he's
they
a
got
minor.
her. They got her there. Remember, they said like he has a relative. That's her, but she's not advocating for his rights. She should be like, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing.
Yeah, all you gotta do is say, give me a lawyer. And, if y'all ain't got enough to put me in prison, and you want me to admit this shit, give me a lawyer. But a dumb nigga is just going. He's such a lying ass dumb nigga. He think he gonna outlie them, and they playing his ass.
Right, and he puts the devil on a pedestal, seeing that he's the ultimate authority, that he has to do whatever he says. When in fact, come on, uses critical thinking, math and science.
Since the church is supposed to be looking out for all these Negroes, why aren't they teaching them about how to conduct themselves around the police? Why aren't they telling them, about their rights and about their legal? Since they claim it's such a epidemic as far as black males getting shot or whatever. Where's the churches at? Why aren't they helping y'all?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure where are they, Brother Ali?
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Them police officers, man, they trying to just make their job as easy as possible. If this dumbass nigga Like the cop just asked him, he was like, "Man, listen, did you shoot this dude?" And if the dude says, "Yeah, I did it," then man, the police don't have to do no footwork. We got a confession. That means we don't have to fuck with the witnesses. We don't have to go out and corroborate the witness testimony. We don't have to get no fingerprints and no pictures and all that. We got a confession, and bam, it's over with. They can go straight to lunch. No work, no footwork involved. Confession it is the easiest way. That's why the police push for that. They need a confession. So, like you said, if you're going to do that, you better lawyer up first, so that you can get the best deal possible. Because they're going to try to sink you. They're going to try to fuck you.
Right. And that's Zephyr had the comment. She said, "Why aren't their parents teaching them for that matter?" That's what Brother Supreme just said. Yeah, the parents aren't doing it. The church their church ain't doing it.
Yeah. Well, if their parents were truly teaching them right, they wouldn't be sitting there being questioned for murder in the first place.
Right.
That's right.
Finish the interview, brother. I'm intrigued to see what is gonna happen. I know I'm gonna be laughing.
Let's see. From the crime?
They looking at the police is looking at him like, nigga, you just fucked yourself, running your mouth.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yep. Trying to claim self-defense. That shit ain't gonna work. They're gonna prove it otherwise.
You just look at the expression of the police. That's all I'm asking everybody. Just look at how the police.
There you go. That's his look.
Yeah.
Easy work.
Easy peasy.
He got his hands on his head. He's like, God damn.
Yeah.
He ain't got to fill out no paperwork. He ain't got to.
Nothing.
What he said? Question. What you say, Brother Ali? He ain't got to question nobody. He ain't got to. They used to have to. Back in the day, man, before they had cameras on, they used to have to hit the streets detectives and go talk with people and in the community, and they had to really work, man. These niggas don't make them work, man.
Nope.
Now I know what you mean when you call it how to catch a nigga.
That's all. He put himself on the crime scene. That's all they care about.
Exactly. Right there. That was it. That was.
This nigga's so dumb. Not only he don't know that they record in the interview room. This nigga's on a whole TV show and
yeah, he probably signed off on it. Had to sign off on it. Yeah. He not only did he say she shot him, he said 5 times. He said 5. He said, "Oh, we thought you only shot 3 times. No, 5 times."
Wow.
This is a random one we picked too. I found. It's crazy.
He represents a lot of niggas. This is how niggas are, man. Ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
That means they ignore the truth. Their parents had a chance. This is why I'm not the mercy today. You know what I mean? They had teachers before them. They had Garvey. They had Elijah. They had a whole lot of teachers, man, that came and catered these assholes. You know what I mean? I'm hitting these niggas for real. Like, you guys rejected the truth. You had all that truth. All these men that tried to wake you up, civilize you, and you niggas turn right back into the same savages that you were originally.
Shit.
Yeah.
The narrator said it even. They ain't even trying to cover it up.
His mother's in there, and she just as stupid as he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how, the apple don't fall from the tree. I mean, he ain't got no daddy around. So,
yeah,
Mammy is stupid. So she got an ignorant ass son, emotional, illogical. This is when a woman don't have a man in the house or logic. You got all these emotions and no direction, just a bunch of lost. She's lost, and her children are lost.
Yeah. That nigga got to tell.
Sergeant.
What's that, Brother Ali?
I was like, that nigga getting ready to tell. I saw the look on his face. He about to snitch, man.
Damn.
Poker time's over. It's time to show the cards. Okay? Here's why. There wasn't no gun in that car.
The man detectives questioned a day early. Need to convince Caesar.
He about to tell, man.
Yeah, he's crying too.
So they getting 2 niggas for the price of 1. You know what I mean? And if you killed, look at the math that they do in the community amongst the Negro community, I call it, or neutral community. Negro means neutral, meaning there's no power. Niggas have no power; they're neutralized. So the Negro community or the neutralized community. So they get if they shot another nigga like them, especially a young nigger, that's 3 for the price of 1. So you get the nigga, you kill the nigga that shot the dude. And if there's other niggers involved, you get all the niggers. This is how niggas pull up to jail. It don't have shit to do with your skin color. This is how niggas are filling up the jail. Your stupidity or your ignorance is filling up the jails. Not this. I don't want to hear this bullshit about my skin color is why they're throwing us in jail. No, you a bunch of dumbass niggas is why you're making yourselves go to jail, prison.
Exactly.
You said 3. What about if any of these young men had any children too? Their
right,
dad's
brother.
either dead or
no man. No. Well, they weren't men anyway.
Or males.
Yeah, there's no. This is the same slavery trend. You remember, all the slave was good for was breeding. That's all he can do. He couldn't be a slave. Wasn't allowed to be no mother and father and be there for their kid. Well, they left the mother around. The father wasn't there raising his children. He was out there. You know what I mean? He was slaving. So this is the same thing where a nigga is just a breeder. All he do is get the chicks pregnant. He doesn't have a father, so he knows nothing about being. And so they repeat the same cycle. His daddy wasn't in his life, and so they'll justify it and say, "Well, my dad wasn't around. Why should I be around for them?"
That's heavy, man.
Too young.
No, it's double. Damn.
A double murder. Oh man,
that's 4. Then it's gonna be.
What the fuck is wrong with his mama, man? You fucking Luke. Your son has a double murder and you letting him talk, bitch? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Ow.
Cedric's brother, Edward, survived the shooting and identified.
Well, was that kind of attempted murder then? 2 for him, on him?
Okay, so 1 survived.
That's attempted murder.
That's
charge,
a living
right?
witness. Yeah, he's a witness.
Yeah.
One of the 2 suspects.
First of all, if he's with them, he probably did some shit too, right? I'm assuming, but my mama. Yeah.
Something I don't lie on. Like this bitch is honorable and shit.
Right.
She's some standard of righteousness that you just you can't deny. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Most of the 85% they put their hand on the Bible and say that he said it on his mama.
Yeah, put that on my mama. Put that on my mama.
That's what niggas do. They put on the mama and the kids, everything but them taking responsibility. They put it on everybody else.
Right. I mean, that's kind of heavy if you're superstitious to say, I put that on my mama, my kids. Why are you putting that on your kids? They got nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't they say on God now?
They say that. Yeah. On the mystery God? What God are they talking about?
Oh God.
Hey.
Stop and ask for a lawyer. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
This is crabs in the barrel, man. All he got to do is shut the fuck up, ask for a lawyer, whatever they got on him in court or whatever they got. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to snitch on his homeboy. He can take to rap by himself. All he got to do is just quit fucking. Why these niggas feel they need to talk and defend themselves?
They like to talk.
They learn that from their mama.
Right.
They make these detective careers, man. They don't make careers, and they don't took care of their families. Some of these motherfuckers got retirement off of locking up dumbass niggas.
Oh, he just said it right there. Done. Tone, huh?
Identifies Tone, the man detectives questioned a day earlier as his partner.
She's literally kicking her heels up.
They got the nigga on them to make sure that, you know what I mean? Oh, Aunt your mama ass. She's the one that break him down. She plays the mama role with him, psychology. Seriously, she does. She plays the mother
bad cop.
psychology role.
Miss Mason.
Miss Mason.
Yeah, Miss
Right.
Mason, that's her name.
She done made sergeant from doing that shit, man. These people make careers off of these niggas.
Yeah. Watch her kick up her heels and they eating cake and stuff, celebrating. Notice there's a radiation toxic sticker. That's a sign right there, right by her. Radioactive sticker.
It's weird because she's standing there laughing, kicking up her heels, talking about she's so happy. But on the other flip side, what they're not talking about is this nigga just snitched on somebody. So now he just signed his own death warrant and he gonna get his mama's house shot up.
Right.
That's what niggas do.
For
to
what
snitches.
though? Like what? Well, a couple years off. That's already a life sentence. It's like,
yeah, like it's like Supreme said. You should have just shut his mouth and be like, man, give me a lawyer.
That's all he got to do, man. Shut the fuck up. They wouldn't. Niggas have been so easy for these people. They don't make TV shows or reality shows out of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, now to get the tone to snitch on the other guy that snitched on him. That way they have it like they cover their bases.
Say that again.
So would they want Tone to snitch on the other guy that snitched on him just so they have their bases covered? You think?
They want everything.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
America sends more people to prison. They do college. There's more people, millions of men in prison than millions of young people that are in college. We ain't counting the people that's dead. The young people that's in the grave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're saying there's more in prison that there are in the schools.
They're not trying to put this nigga in college.
Well, they call it in training day gladiator school. Caesar Johnson has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He's presumed innocent until proven guilty. But he snitched too, huh? He said he's serving as a witness against Caesar.
Wow.
The lawyer did all that shit for him.
His lawyer told him, he's like, you know what? Your boy went in there and snitched on you. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to flip the tables and we're going to turn state's evidence on his ass. We're going to put everything on him.
Damn.
That's what his lawyer did.
Right. Now he won't be in prison, but he'll be labeled as a snitch. You think he'll get pushback when he goes home?
What's that?
You think he'll get pushed back, Tone, when he gets home for snitching on Caesar?
Ain't no telling. It's a weird.
Yeah.
All Tone can say is that shit. I said it was on him. Really, he didn't snitch. He could just say, I put the shit back on him because he tried to tie me up in this case.
I see. Yeah.
The other
I don't know what he's talking about.
He should just shut the fuck up and just say, hey, whatever y'all got on me, I'll see you in court. I want a lawyer. I'm not going to incriminate myself. That's why they tell you. You have the right to remain silent, meaning that's a choice. You can shut up because you have the right to remain silent. Then they tell you anything you say can and will be used against you. So not only they say it can be used against you, it will be used against you, not for you. They think what they're saying is going to be used for you, but that's not what their right says. The reading of their right says that anything they say will be held against them in a court of law.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brother Supreme, we got a comment. Look at this troll. It's a troll here because a lot of people in the sector, they always complain about white people. They complain about how could you guys say nigga, but then you get mad at us for saying that. Look at this comment in the chat. It says, and this is the name. This name is Gay. It's called Gay. It says, I find it interesting that black people can continuously say nigga, but if I said it as a white person, it would never fly. Go ahead, say what you want to say, bro.
Say it.
Say it. Yeah, what are you talking about?
They don't say nigga though. They say nigger. You know what I'm saying? That's 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Now if you went up and say, hey my nigga, what up? I mean, most if you know the dude you're saying it to, you know, the
Yeah.
nigga you saying it, the nigga you saying it to, he probably, you know, he probably won't trip. Because I know some white boys. I don't know him personally, but I've seen white boys, or I know of white boys saying that to niggas they were hanging around, and they call them wiggers. They wear their pants off their ass too, and
Mhm.
so there's wiggers and
Yeah.
white boys out here, white
Look at,
niggas.
this, look at this guy, and he says, because it took me a minute to read. I didn't see the comment. He says, "No comment on that, huh, nigga." It's like, bro, you ain't scaring nobody in the chat. Come up, man. Let's see
And we
what's
said
up.
his name is Gay, Gay.
Gay, yeah, yes,
Ain't that
Yeah,
a
man, get
bitch?
yes.
your gay ass out of here, punk.
Actually, we don't watch you up here.
But it's
Your
but
gay
like I
ass
said,
in there.
if that's an issue with little gay man over there, well then he needs to go on ahead and just say nigga, get it off your chest. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you
Yeah,
need to
I
go
mean,
suck
look,
some dicks, man, with that name. Go somewhere and
right.
don't somebody you know got a dick to be sucked, gay boy?
Look at this, gay, bro. Even if you're trolling, it's literally homosexual. We don't even play like that, man.
I
That's
don't even
some
think
weird like
I don't
locker
think it's
room
an
white boy
offensive
shit.
term, no way.
Right.
Don't let them distract the building because we're dealing with
No,
niggas,
I'm
man.
not.
We,
No, I just
it don't
wanted to
have
bring
nothing to
that
do
up
with the
though.
neck. We're not when we say nigga, we're talking about neutral or the
Right.
ignorance that made them neutral, meaning this dude has no power. What he just did was totally powerless. Now,
Hmm.
uh, is him being a nigga, is that name calling? No. That is identifying a neutralized mind or a neutralized person that has he has no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He don't
Yeah.
even have the common sense to ask for a lawyer. I've seen white boys all the time that on that show that when they get a lot of them white boys arrested, they ask for a lawyer. I've never seen you won't never hardly see it'd have to be a white boy on meth talking in that interview room. You won't never find no white boy in there. You know what I'm
Sorry about
saying?
that.
He's not gonna be in no interview room on camera telling on himself. So fuck what gay boys talking about. We addressing some real shit here.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What the great teacher said that a good name is worth more than gold. You know. So. Right.
Well, he ain't got no good name. Hey,
Yeah.
go. Oh, we already saw the episode.
Yeah. Want to go to Vortex? Oh, brother Ali, have
Um,
anything else they want to add
do
on that?
a red pill clip, and then we'll get on that vortex. How much time we got?
Okay. We got about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. So we get on that red pill. Okay, I got you. Get the clip up. Yeah, that's just funny. Here we go.
At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. So I haven't really put a video on this channel in going on about 2 months. And a lot of
Upset.
brothers are asking me, like, where you been, man? And like I've done the last few years, at some point during the year, if not twice, it's a must that I take a hard shutdown, just to reflect and find myself. So what have I been doing? So I spent some time down in Florida Keys where I'm proud to say that I broke my last year's record and caught me a 52-pound amberjack, right? My son also celebrated his 12th birthday. We celebrated that bro mitzvah style. Spent some time
You said fast forward this. You don't want
Yeah.
to get the.
Go
You
to
don't
like
want to see his up to date.
in relationships. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay, here we go.
Breakup about a year earlier, right? And the guy said without him even knowing it, he just found himself in monk mode. No relationships and pretty much just focusing all on himself, right?
Well, they call that monk mode. The MGTOW, men going their own way when
Yeah,
they don't
MGTOW.
fuck with women or anything. They just on their
Yeah,
shit.
it's MGTOW.
What the
Right.
hell? It's called
It's
what?
called MGTOW. It stands for
MGTOW.
men
And
going their own way. That's what
They
it stands for.
don't deal with women no more.
No.
This is the bitch niggas though. So
And he
how
said
are
over.
women gonna be so bad and so, you know what I mean, where you don't want to fuck with her? I mean,
Well,
there's
he must have been hurt bad.
different countries. Uh, even if the men don't like the women in this country, they go to another country and get them a woman that's more trained in whatever they're looking for. You know what I mean? Maybe she's more trained in being at home
Exactly.
or something. I mean, you can pretty much find what you want. I mean, why are you running from abroad, man? I mean, I understand that's wasting time with the ones that don't deserve it, but there are some ones. Find the one, or let the one, you know, I let them find me. You know what I'm saying? Let the one find you. That's for you, man.
Yeah. I would think if you had a scarcity attitude about life instead of abundant, seeing how there's abundance everywhere for the gods. Yeah, how you would, if you got your feelings hurt, that you'd be, but there's just billions of women on the planet, like you said.
What kind of motherfucker don't like pussy?
Gay.
A weird, gay, yeah, the gay dude that was in there.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Over time, he just became he came to a state of just loving himself. He had a job in the medical field, which he quit and started working as an apprentice for a small lumber company that builds cabins in the South, right? And that's just what he was passionate about. And he said the thing is this. He said, man, I've fallen in love with life again, but now my family is looking at me crazy. He said, I have no desire to have a wife. I have no desire to have a kids. And now I'm feeling like the outcast. Then he said, so like, what should I do?
Do you think there's ever a time to now have desire to have children or
Wow, that's
or a
anti.
wife?
He's basically a homosexual, man. That's the homosexual mind.
Yeah.
He might as well go get him a pencil and go
Yeah.
put that in his booty or something. You know what I mean? Like the gay dude that was on.
Right,
What about if you're older though? Like some
or
of
at
these
least-
dudes.
Or at least expand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Explain that shit to
Yeah.
me. You know, tell me
Yeah.
why. I mean, tell me, hey, listen, you know what? This shit's kind of fucked up out here. It's kind of sketchy, man. I don't know if I want to be married right now. I don't want to lose everything and lose my kids and child support. So I think I'm gonna chill out on the wife and kids right now. But I still
Right.
want some pussy though. I still love pussy. That's what I want to hear. Say that much at least. Because if you don't at least add that caveat at the end that hey man, I still love pussy though, then I'm automatically going to assume you're a homosexual.
Right.
You're gonna think you're gay like that.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Something's wrong, man.
And then a couple of weeks ago, I talked to a brother, man, on my Instagram, big homie, guy that I look up to, man, is just a solid.
Wait, you're right because it just the optics are wrong because he just said he wants to have nothing to do with women basically, and then the next thing he says is, "I was talking to my big homie on Instagram." Like, oh, okay, you'll talk to him now, huh?
Big
What's
homie,
going
huh?
on? Big homie. Supreme, where'd you find it? This is a good one. This is good.
That guy, right? And he hit me on the DM, and he said, "So
I'm on the DM. Huh?
I'm in my mid
On the
30s.
DL.
I have 2 kids,
Oh,
and brother, you know, to keep it 100, man, I just want to settle down, man. I just want to find me a good woman and chill out." And I'm scoping the brother out,
good.
and the brother is he's a ladies man. He's a well kept brother. You know, getting women is no issue. But the brother pretty much just said, I'm tired of that life of chasing women. I just want to settle down.
That's good.
And he said, brother, what should I do?
It's a good. You can have a chance to give him good advice right here. Let's see what he said.
And to be honest, even though these two men's scenarios on opposite ends of the spectrum, my answer to both of these guys will be the exact same. But before we go into that, I think it's important that we just cover what the red pill man is. Because over the last year, over the last 2 years, it seems like all red pill awareness goes toward being aware of women. But the red pill man is aware of all things. And I've been saying this for 2 years. So, first question is, what is the red pill and how does one obtain it? So, in a nutshell, man, the red pill is simply truth, knowledge, understanding, and more importantly, it's awareness. Awareness of not only oneself, but awareness of things that are taking place in the world around us. So being a red pill man is more about awareness and knowledge of a thing, and not always about complete separation. For example, in America, the education system, I completely despise it. In my opinion, our education system is a method of brainwashing people to make people slaves to corporate America. It doesn't teach anyone about money. It doesn't teach anyone about financial responsibility or opening a business. It's a complete waste of time. But does that mean that on August 15th, I'm not going to have my son in school on the first day of school? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that now I'm aware of a thing. I have knowledge of it. So now when he's not at school, I'm going to be teaching him myself what he needs to know. You know what I'm saying? Religion. Now, in my opinion, religion is a beautiful thing. It can be. But me as a red pill man having knowledge and awareness of the source now, I've just decided that it's not for me. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I just can't put a entity that's unlimited in a box.
We froze up. We good? We there?
Sorry. So my bad. I was on mute. I was saying it seems like to me he's just saying red pill is what we got. What the definition was from the movie Matrix was basically just seeing things for what they are, for yourself. He's not necessarily talking about male female the sexual dynamics, but he's talking like life in general from a real red pill perspective. What do y'all think?
Oh, go ahead, Supreme.
No, go ahead. I was just saying something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's him explaining, it, and it's all eloquent the way he's explaining it, and lovely. But that's coming from him. I mean, now on the flip side of that, if the white boys they're the ones that are pretty much pushing the red pill community. That's pretty much a white guy thing. Brothers just kind of jumped on the train and shit. But
Right.
the white boys, their thing is a little different. They're just opting out altogether, and sitting at home, and they'd rather play video games than fuck,
Yeah. Well, there's when I wasn't like I was looking at different things when the time I haven't spoken to you guys in 6 or 7 years or whatever, and one of the things I came across was the red pill, and I found out there's different sectors. There's like what the MGTOW men going their own way, who are like the older guys that probably got hurt by women and they don't want to have anything to do with them. But then on the other hand, they have the black pillars, which we call the incels, who are younger guys who never, because incel stands for involuntary celibate, meaning they don't choose to be celibate. It's just no women want to fuck with them, these young cats. So those are what we call incels, or the black pill, right? And then in the middle, you have what they call the red pill, which is Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, like these guys that are like they're open to. They look at the world and how it does kind of favor females in a way in the white man's world. So they're like, what are we gonna do about it? Okay, we're gonna be assertive and be alpha, try to do self-development, all that type of shit. So there's different specters of what people are calling the red pill.
Oh, don't forget about the passport bro movement.
Oh yeah, that too. Yep, those are when the brothers came on. They hopped on that. Well, they're just going down there they're just visiting. They're not like me actually living there and building them a kingdom. You know, a lot of them just they're vacationing or whatnot. But to each his own. Yeah. However, I mean not but.
Right.
I'll keep playing it if you wanna.
Not saying that I support or against it. I think religion is a beautiful thing for people that want it and need it. But that doesn't mean that once, maybe twice a year, you won't see me in church when I'm invited or when we have family reunions. It's just that now that I'm aware of it, I know how to conduct myself accordingly. I know how to put my shield up. I know how to screen information that's coming my way because I'm aware of it. And it's no different with women. For the next 100 years, I think it's the ratio is still going to be 95 to 5% as far as women that aren't really worth valuable time and good women. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But does that mean that I should completely, eliminate women out of my life? See, this is the thing. It's 2019, almost 2020, and at this point in time, with all the brothers that's putting red pill information out, pretty much we all should be aware of the game right now. You know what I'm saying? When I see guys on television, losing half their assets in a divorce, it has no emotional effect on me anymore. I don't even blink. It's nothing to me. When I see guys that are complaining because they just got some ratchet chick pregnant, I think nothing of it. Because at this point in time, we should all know the game. We should all be aware. At the same time, when I see a video or when I see a post about some of my brothers saying, you know what, I'm going monk. I'm living this life. This is for me. I'm lit about that. When I see guys that are posting pictures with the girl and they found a 5% woman that's holding them down, brothers, I'm ecstatic about that. And it takes me back to the question that the two brothers asked me. What should I do? And my answer is this. It all goes back to a man going his own way. And the beauty of a man going his own way is that he gets to create his own path. If a man wants to affiliate himself with a political party, just go into it with awareness. If a man wants to be associated with a religion, just go into it with awareness. If a man wants to have relations with a woman, it's no different. He just needs to go into it with awareness. The main thing is this. You can watch all the red pill content you want. At the end of the day, the main thing about manhood, manhood 101 says that a man must think for himself. What you don't want to do is get this knowledge and awareness and free yourself from society just to put yourself in another prison of what everybody else thinks. So the main thing is think for yourself and live your life how you want to live it. Now, for you guys that are interested in interacting with women, I made a video that you must watch. It's the consequences of relationships. It's on my new channel. Click the link, scope it out. Be sure to.
I don't know, man. Like this guy, it seems like a watered down version of what I thought what the MGTOW guys say, who you literally say they don't want to have anything to do with women. He's saying you can have something to do with women, but be aware. That don't sound like, I don't know what some of those white cats are doing with that MGTOW shit. Yeah. He said, what did he say? The consequences of marriage, the consequences of a relationship. That sounds like trying to scare people about relationships. Well, should you be scared of them or what?
I mean, I think you should be scared of anything, actually, but I think that you should be cautious. You should be cautious when it comes to, getting into relationships, particularly in America, and by all means, don't. And that's my advice to any man. I mean, if you want to be with a woman, then fine, be with a woman. If you want to live with her and love her and raise a family, do all that, man. But just don't sign any contracts, man. Mm-hmm. Don't sign no marriage licenses. Don't do that, because what you're doing is that you and this woman are climbing into bed with the state, with someone else who has more authority and more power than you all do, and you'll find that out when she gets ready to walk out the door on you. That's who she's going to run to come and try to take everything you got. The state.
Right. And better to find out before, because I'm sure there'll be some women that will have a problem with just you even asking that. Like, we can get married, but we have to do it through the state. And that's your litmus test right there. That saved you a lot of trouble and money, I guess. If
Right.
they do it off the bat.
Can I be heard now?
Yes, you can be heard. I didn't see you. I'm sorry
Yeah,
about that.
and I was speaking. I haven't been able to get anybody to hear me.
No, your thing dropped off for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was
Yeah,
going
it
to
was dropped
simply,
out. I didn't see you.
well, I was going to simply co-sign what Brother Ali was sharing as far as going back to the government and people getting marriage licensed under these contracts. Really, they're not even licensed; they're actual contracts. And not reading between the fine print of their contract that you're a ward of the state and your children are signed off to the state. You sign your life, and how people used to say, I'm signing all these documents, I'm signing my life away. You know what I mean? Because there's so many, that's a term because there's so many hidden terms that are in contracts that people overlook and don't read to where it affects their livelihood later on. You know what I mean? They don't realize that they signed something that's going to affect them, their life.
Right.
So they say, I'm signing my life over. So that's what you're doing when you're under a marriage contract with the state. That means they can give the kids, whoever, they don't give a There's guys that make plenty of money, more than a woman. And the state is taking their kids that they're more financially able to take care of, giving it to the broad and making him pay half the money to the broad with the kids. And she's not even economically more in a better status than he is of taking care of the kids, but the state is still do that shit.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't favor a man being the state. I wouldn't say the state, the government obviously doesn't favor heterosexual homes with a man leading the household. That's not only unheard of today, you know what I mean? That's looked at as disdainment. That's looked at as a hideous thing today for a man to be ahead of his household and running his ship and being the captain of his ship, without his wife or his woman or women, having an equal say so in his shit or down there running them, man. You only have one head on your body. You don't need 2-3 heads. You need one voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. Reason why we set that up for you to have one head on your body is so you wouldn't have a bunch of confusion. You know what I mean? Now your body and the other emotional feminine aspects, it calls on the head. You hurt yourself, it's calling on the head, or you feel you hungry, or you feel a certain way. Your head and your mind or brain governs the rest of your body. So yeah, the man being the mento or the mentality, he's suited to lead mentally and logic, make the logical decisions. That's why he's the head. And your female, which is the body, she's more emotional, so you have to make the decisions for the weaker vessel of the body. And I don't give a shit what people say. Oh, you said she's the weaker vessel. You goddamn right I said that. Only a punk ass white boy. This is why the white boy's world is so fucked up, because he's feminine just like the broad. You know what I'm saying? He can't make up his mind if he wants to lead or let the woman, they like that, man. These people have great power. These people it could be a billion, it could be a trillionaire. He running shit, a boss everywhere. And on his spare times, he likes for a bitch to spit on him and trample him and kick him in the nuts and and walk around like a dog. And this is what these people do. And he pays her tens of thousands of dollars to do that because deep down he feels like a bitch. He was made by the same. He has the same genetics as a female. That's why he's not the original man. We're talking just genetics.
Yeah.
So
I remember
absolutely.
reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, where when he was a driver for some escorts, high-end escorts, he would say that when he would go to these well-off neighborhoods in Boston, and he would say the rich and the social elitists, they have some of the most deranged sexual habits there is, and a lot of that was like what you said, being dominated.
Yeah,
They want
because you would think a motherfucker with power, I couldn't down there, and a broad too. So secretly, these motherfuckers like for a bitch to run them. Secretly, they're not men. How a man is running shit got a fetish of a bitch treating them like a dog, and this is what these people are judges. They're politicians like that, where they got mistresses and what they call them,
dominatrix.
dominatrix. You know, they pay good money for these people, man, and they do the most kinkiest, freakiest shit. Some of them get fucked by them. They some. You should listen to probably one of these interviews of I think Soft Belly used to have, prostitutes
Yeah,
that
that's
used
some
to
good
have
ones.
man, the stories these broads have to tell you, boy, you be like, what the fuck? Real kinky.
Yeah. Nah, I mean there was one like we spoke about it maybe in the last episode. One of the guys that came on the broadcast before, RBG dude, his girlfriend Tammy was this British black woman who was a dominatrix, right? And some pictures got leaked. I think you were guys. I hope you might. I remember we talked about it. I think on the broadcast, some pictures got leaked where the dude was involved. This RBG like tough guy dude. He was involved in some of those sessions that she was being a dominatrix to some white boys, and he was wearing like an apron with nothing else. That's some weird shit. Yeah.
Like y'all listening to Red Pill and getting your so-called masculinity from a white boy, y'all in trouble.
Yeah.
You can just look at his world as backwards as fuck. And if he was the real man like that, his world would never go to. He would have a man has a definite about himself. He don't. That's why they have rules and not laws. You know what I mean? Our laws is right prevails, negative doesn't. Our laws are real laws, or natural laws are, the law of breathing, the law of needing food, and regenerating yourself, and the law of health. These are things that you can't do without, and they don't change. You don't. There's no law that says, natural law. There's no natural law, which is nature, where you can start now being unhealthy and you're going to be just as good of results as when you were healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you could eat bad now. You ain't got to eat good no more. You could just eat whatever the fuck and you're going to live a long time. That's not the law. So if he was really that man like that, it wouldn't be any question if a female should be running the head of the household and the shit they saying now about my wife, where's my pet? Now back in the day, some of these wives, they was freaks in the closet, or homosexuals in the closet, because a lot of them, they would get beat up or bullied if they were. I remember my grandfather used to tell me you couldn't even wear tennis shoes. They would think you a sissy. They call them sissies back then. Now you see niggas with tennis shoes on. Yeah, they wore hard shoes because it represented business minded, or serious.
Or
So
work boot, huh?
yeah. So tennis shoes, you were softy, because tennis shoes are comfortable. That symbolize you soft. So there's things that men couldn't do. Just like what Brother Ali said, he used to share cigar. My grandfather, he smoked cigars. You know what I mean? But cigarettes came along. Now motherfuckers smoke cigarettes for the females when it was cigars for the man would sit down and on his couch or whatever and after work and smoke him a cigar.
Yeah.
That was the thing there. Now they smoke cigarettes. So everything's changed, man.
Yeah, now they vape.
Yeah,
Even more feminine. Yeah. Hey, Brother Supreme, can we segue into the timeless?
Yeah, let's
Excuse
get
me,
into
the
that. I was just gonna
vortex,
share. I was just gonna share.
vortex energy. Yeah, let me get that on. There we go.
School physicist in the world. In the world of physics, we now have two classifications. Those that understand the laws of the physical world, the Newtonian physicists, and the new world of particle energy, which is called quantum mechanics. The quantum physicists have discovered that the individual particles of energy have their own consciousness. This fact has changed the whole study of physics. The old Newtonian laws simply do not fit or govern the freedom of the spiritual world. Particle energy cannot be defined by the old physics. A subatomic particle is not a particle like a dust particle. There is more than a difference in size between a dust particle and a subatomic particle. A dust particle is a thing or an object. A subatomic particle cannot be pictured as a thing. Therefore, we must abandon the idea of a subatomic particle as an object. Quantum mechanics views subatomic particles as tendencies to exist or tendencies to happen. How strong these tendencies are is expressed in terms of probabilities. A subatomic particle is a quantum, which means a quantity of something. What that something is, however, is a matter of speculation. Many physicists feel that it is not meaningful even to pose the question. It may be that the search for the ultimate stuff of the universe is a crusade for an illusion. At the subatomic level, mass and energy change unceasingly into each other. Particle physicists are so familiar with the phenomena of mass becoming energy and energy becoming mass that they routinely measure the mass of particles in energy units. Change the energy, you change the manifestation of the mass, relates to quantum physics. Manifestation means how the observer sees or understands something. All creation has free will. Some of the particles are kind enough to mankind that they represent themselves as the observer wishes. All creation has free will. Another truth is that white light or particle energy serves out of love. These particles have their own consciousness.
So the particles we can change them as our will through our will and mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're just telling you, man, just how infinite creation is. They're trying to study and find really an end to things, to matter, or they were calling the subparticles, subatomic particles, which is really matter. That's what the particles are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a metaphysical realm where really basically everything we do, man, are what they're finding. They study this particle, they finding out something else behind that. Really, like I was saying, it's an infinite door, and everything we do, energy cannot react to something that's not neutralized. Energy reacts to motion. And so when you're in that positive motion, this is where your aura comes in, you know, a certain color or spectrum will be around you. Not that could be seen with the naked eye, although those who could see in a divine realm, they'll see a certain aura on you. The aura don't have to be color. Aura could just be your spirit, you know, your serenity, the peace that you have around you. Um, it could be many different things, just like these subatomic particles that he's sharing into the vortex energy ideal.
I see.
They will not be commanded by ego. So what one observer achieves through love and the strong desire to believe in a certain truth, another observer may find false because he demanded these particles to perform in a certain way or did not believe that these particles could perform out of consciousness. Particle energy has changed the world of physics. The true student of physics must learn that his understanding is
If you
determined by
notice,
his own
he
experiences.
shared right there. He said the particles react to consciousness,
Yeah, he did.
not to a dead motherfucker that's ignorant, like the people we were playing earlier. Although a being or beings, which is us, who are conscious, these particles are constantly react. There's energy and particles moving around that we're moving without even knowing it, just by our consciousness, our thoughts, and just our overall motion, man, is collectively moving energy in mass, or as he said, the subatomic level.
Hmm.
Right.
One of the greatest physicists of all, Albert Einstein, helps us to understand this more clearly. In 1938 he wrote, "Physical concepts are free creations of the human mind, and are not, however it may seem, uniquely determined by the external world. In our endeavour to understand reality, we are somewhat like a man trying to understand the mechanism of a closed watch. He sees the face and the moving hands, even hears it ticking, but he has no way of opening the case. If he is ingenious, he may form some picture of a mechanism which could be responsible for all the things he observes, but he may never be quite sure his picture is the only one which could explain his observations. He will never be able to compare his picture with the real mechanism, and he cannot even imagine the possibility of the meaning."
That's like the logo of my college I went to. This right here is interesting.
Oh, right. Yeah, I
Of
see it.
such a comparison.
Yeah.
Most people believe that physicists are explaining the world. Some physicists even believe these laws are truth, but the student of quantum mechanics knows the problems of solving the truths of the world of the very small. Never be able to compare his picture with the real mechanism, and he cannot even imagine the possibility of the meaning of such a comparison. Most people believe that physicists are explaining the world. Some physicists even believe these laws are truth, but the student of quantum mechanics knows the problems of solving the truths of the world of the very small.
Physics is explaining the world, huh? What it said. There's a comment from Ego. He says, without the feminine, the masculine has no purpose, no meaning.
Right.
Ego, come up and unpack that. See, oh, here's Brother Supreme. Brother Supreme, yeah. We got reading the comment, Brother Supreme. Ego in the chat. His name is Ego. He said, without the feminine, the masculine has no purpose, no meaning.
Who said that? What's the name of it?
Ego in the chat.
Somebody in the
Friend of
chat
mine.
got that. I mean,
Talking
I
about
don't
that spirit
know.
boy. That's why I'm saying, man. You know, the white boy's world is done, man. I mean, he walking around here with a name gay. You know what I'm saying? His world is gay. There's more people becoming gay in your world than straight. Something's wrong, buddy. And any of you broads that out, if you are a broad, you stupid as hell if you like that. You know what I'm saying? If you rather feminize all the males so your stinking ass could rule them, you a silly ass broad. Period.
Yeah. It's a weird thing the devil uses that gay agenda. Growing up in the Bay Area, they have that gay pride parade, and it's interesting to see over the years how before it used to be just gays that went there, but
Right.
over the years I noticed that young women, especially like high school and college girls, they
Yeah.
would make it like a girls trip to go to that, and they were quote unquote straight. You know,
Think of
they
what
thought it
these
was cute or
assholes is
something.
cheering on. It's just like the Christmas, for example. They always do things in the innocent, make it look innocent. Like,
Yeah,
okay, to lie to your children. It's just it's just a little celebration of Christmas, just a little Christmas. But
yeah,
meanwhile, you claiming you're celebrating the supreme being's birthday, the God on a line. You lying on your God's birthday? What type of God is that? What type of God do they celebrate
bro.
his birthday and everybody tells they fucking live a lie for the whole month they've been lying to the children of the youth of all things.
Yeah,
So my point is, look how innocently he makes the gay thing. Oh, you gotta be sensitive, you gotta respect the gay people. Oh, gay people could be parents too. They could adopt, but they're gonna adopt somebody else's failure. So that's a fucked up disdain thing. Meanwhile, you're cheering on the depopulation of humanity, really, because same sex can't populate. You know what I'm saying? This is how stupid these assholes are.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
You're cheering on the destruction of the world, regardless of how you want to sweeten it. You know, this is the plan to get you. You don't want any kids. You got gay people all over. You got niggas shooting each other. But fortunately, the niggas are still getting pussy out there and making babies for the human for the planet. But that's all they're doing.
Like you said,
But
breeder basically.
right, white boys now, none of them want they don't even want they don't want the financial responsibility for a kid. Most of them.
Right.
It's very
My
rare. It has to be an old school white boy that believes in marriage and kids.
yeah, my friend here is Ego, who's in the chat. You just had a how are you doing, bro? I haven't. How's your son? It must be like 2 years old now, right?
Yeah, he just turned 2 about 3 months ago. So he's been.
Yeah,
Thank you for asking.
yeah. This is my mentor, Brother Supreme, the Supreme Creator, Ego.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Brother Supreme. I had to my comment on the on the channel in the comment section. I just had to say that uh, to what you were saying about how the masculine is superior, or basically the feminine is a weaker vessel than the masculine. I would just have to. I don't know. I see where you're coming from in the aspect of the properties and the qualities of the masculine and what it can do and what it does. But I would say that those qualities and the properties of the masculine would not be able to express itself or do what it does without the feminine being there. And because of that, I mean, the feminine ultimately gives the masculine a purpose, a meaning. It gives the masculine something to organize and set straight in a way, to structure. Uh, as you said, the feminine
Okay.
is very
Do you know we're in a masculine creation? Would you agree on that? It's called law. Do you know law? We're governed by universal laws. That means they're unbreakable. That means they're firm. That's what that's what masculine energy. It's firm. It's definite. It's absolute. Would you agree that we're governed by masculine energy, not feminine energy? This whole entire universe, which we call natural law. If
I
that
would
is so,
say
then how does that validate your statement as far as
I
feminine
would say
energy
it's a
giving masculine purpose?
I
I
would
think
I
it'll
would
be
say
like,
it's a balance. I would say it's a balance between both.
Oh, now it's
because
about.
because if you was to watch how nature acts throughout time, no one says that the laws of nature or the laws of physics has always been the same or will always stay the same. If um, nature acts the way we've seen it act here on our planet and in other cases, then the laws of, or the things that we call laws, the things that we think are fixed, are never fixed. They're constantly changing, and they're like they're flexible, they're bendable. You know, the one thing that constantly that never changes is the rule of change. Is the rule that there must always be a new becoming or a new something becoming into being. Um, with that being said, the masculine part of that would be the the law itself, that nothing that there will always be change, but the feminine aspect of it will be the totality of the thing. The feminine is the totality. The feminine is the thing that is the
Let
materials,
me ask you. You said
is
you're not
the
sure if it's always been. Um, has 1 + 1 always been 2? And will 1 + 1 always be 2? Will it be? I've heard people say it's 3 and other numbers. Although, how do you view 1 + 1? What does that equal to you?
well, it's 1 + 1 is 2, but like numbers aren't a I mean, numbers technically aren't real. I mean, those like numerical truths, like they're real, but like numbers are like the closest thing to metaphysics, physical metaphysics, I guess you can say. Like the realest form of metaphysics that you can deal with is numbers. So, um, I I would say like that's not really like a fair or comparison when you're talking about the physical nature of the universe itself
I
and
just
how
speak
it
in
works.
absolute. My language I speak is absolute, um, where there's no margin for errors or for it coulda, woulda, shoulda been. If you do, as we say, the proper investment, fact plus fact equals an absolute. Just like I was sharing about the fact that um, the homosexual agendas or homosexuality period is anti-life. Now, some idiot may disagree and say, "Oh, I wouldn't say that. They could have kids, somebody else's. Well, they're not producing. It's somebody, it's heterosexuals that's producing them. So how does that disprove the fact that it's anti-life when you need heterosexuals to even exist? Like if there's no heterosexuals, homosexuals, heterosexuals, or any sexuals would not exist. That's fact.
Um, I firmly believe. Uh, I mean, we all know that the most basic of life forms are asexual creatures, meaning they hold the capability to produce, things from their own being. Almost as if they're transsexual in a way, hermaphroditic in a way. Um, Somewhere along those lines, animals, certain plants and whatnot kind of lost that ability. You Evolution, natural selection, things change over time. Now, we can obviously see that, like, okay, all because we need to have the opposites come together to create new things. We need the heterosexuals to come together to, you know, bring forth the next generation. But, I wouldn't necessarily say that the gay agenda, I mean, necessarily the gay agenda will be anti-life. If anything, it'll be more of
You
it'll
got
be
to be
more of
kidding me.
a positive pleasure, more of looking forward to like what is
Oh my God.
sensation, what is feeling. It's more of that in that realm rather than like responsibility, I would like to say, or accountability or conservative logical thinking. It's more of the realm of freedom, more of the realm of like expression itself. And if that expression is good or bad in the eyes of the culture, it just depends. Like you just said earlier, how the feminine, like it's destroying the culture, it's destroying the world, you know. But that's exactly what it does. That's what the feminine does. Um that's why Shiva in the Hindu mythology does what he do. He is he's the aspect, the masculine image of the feminine, basically. He is the destroyer of all worlds. He is like the exact opposite of what his culture would deem to be, or our culture would deem to be a successful, respectable man. Not the gods didn't even respect Shiva. They was like, look at this dirty, dingy ass, like matted hair weirdo. Like he doesn't do anything with his life. He's not a man. He's not a real man. He's a bitch. In other words, in our culture, we would call him, it's a half a man. But like in the eyes of Shiva, in his own experience, he's doing his damn
It's
thing.
interesting. All of the evil deities has to deal with feminine energy. Have you noticed that? We can say that Baphomet's got titties. Shiva, with 30 arms or whatever. They said really Kamala Harris. They were saying Kamala means she devil, or they were connecting her name with Shiva. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't say Shiva. Shiva is by no means an evil deity.
Well,
Shiva
which
is
one you were referring to? The
You
Hindu
know, like
god?
Cali? Maybe more like Cali, right?
yeah.
Cali.
No, they was referring to her as a Hindu god. I thought it was Shiva.
Well,
It
Shiva
was a
and
lady
Kali
with
Ma, they're interchangeable. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So my point being is, witchcraft or bitchcraft is feminine energy, man. But it's lower, meaning the feminine energy is beneath the masculine energy, because that's when you a god, man. You don't have to do all. I don't need no seasonings and all the other shit, man. I mean, if I want something to be or happen, I'll manifest it into existence. I don't need spells and words and affirmations and
but
all that chants
but
and all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
I feel you there, but
That's
what are you
masculine
doing? Like,
energy.
but it's not just masculine energy you're using there, because the thing that you're manifesting is the feminine. The thing is, the masculine is literally the law of the word and the thing that binds all things. Like you can't escape that shit. Like it's like the wind; it gets in everywhere. But the thing that the masculine encapsulates, surrounds, and imbues is the feminine. And the masculine cannot enact its will without that aspect. Without the feminine, like I said, the masculine is useless. The masculine is like a wind, it's like air in a chasm. It does nothing. You
I don't
know,
know where you get that from, but
it's
I respectfully
because
disagree with you on that, bro.
because
I
the
feel like it's
feminine
a
is the
red pill
material.
room or something with that. That sounds like some red pill shit. That's not. It's not. It's not, man. The
I mean,
man is man.
well,
The man is God. He's the dominant. That's in the animal world. Any world you want to go to, the male is the dominant. Period.
um, then how come I just understand how come when the masculine or when God wants to create something in the New Testament, he creates it from the earth,
Well, that's
right? And
that
that the
fairy
earth is
tale. I,
dark
I don't
and void
really.
of
That
form.
some of that is has some truth to it. Although originally there wasn't. If God was here before the earth, then how the fuck can he have needed matter, which is material, um, to create? You know what I'm saying? If he created himself from nothing, or he started from nothing.
Because like God is the word, it's the spirit, but it's not something that's like it's
Yeah.
the essence of all things. I would say the Father, the presence, that's but it's not the thing that is material. It's not nothing that's tangible. it flies through your hand, your fingers like the wind. But like the feminine is definitely something that's tangible. Like for example, here, feminine energy, how a man encapsulates feminine energy is when I go out, I buy myself fresh clothes, I get myself a gold chain, you know what I'm saying? I got my fresh kicks on, and I go out and I just want to show myself off. Like I want to see if I can attract people with my appearance. That's very feminine. And man uses the feminine energy to attract
Oh, I
more.
see what you're saying.
That's true.
You saying like if he want to get flied up, and that's a
Yeah.
feminine aspect.
Right, and
Um,
that's how the masculine uses material, the physical nature of
I know we
things
view that
to
as feminine today, although I think it's very much masculine to me. I prefer a woman to, approach me rather than me, because when you approach her, you signing up for her program. When she approaches you, she's signing up in interest of you or your program. So it's
that.
more masculine for a man to be having a woman sign up for his program, meaning seeking him
Mhm.
out, than a dude chasing abroad, trying to get on her program.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's an exchange of energy. So I would say, even though I know what you're saying, and I agree, that's a great tactic in your person's approach if that's what they want to do. Although I think it's a masculine principle, actually.
I mean, it does definitely bring forth the masculine principle. Like it imbutes the masculine within the feminine, within the female. When she sees you like that, it encourages her to do something outside of her nature, to be more bold, to take a risk, to put her ego and herself out there. Like, hey, what's your name? Can I get your number? That's something that the man will usually do. The man will usually take that step up, pull his sword out, and be like, "All right, let me venture through these dangers, talk to this girl, and if she blows her fire breathing, you know what I'm saying, dragon breath upon me and says, rejects me, says no, or insults me, like, nigga, why are you talking to me? Like, you know, we have to deal with that. And we men are constantly gearing up in our masculine form, in our masculine energy, when we're going off to interact with a female like that. But when we are in our feminine energy, and when we are so much in it that we can attract the actual physical bodies, the actual women to us, we're just causing the women to be more masculine. We're causing the women to take a chance. And in that, we're giving ourselves, or they're giving us, more masculine energy, because they want us. They want to put that masculine, their masculine in essence, within our feminine. And it's like a dance back and forth, like you said, an energy transfer. Um, Whoop de whoop. She signed up for my program because she liked what she saw. The feminine is always more attractive than the masculine, because the masculine, it seems more bare, more bleak, more straightforward, more like bland. The feminine is more like flair, spice, fire. It's flavor. You know what I'm saying? So everyone loves flavor. Like it takes a real person of discipline to drink water every day and fast. You know what I'm saying? It takes a real person of discipline to like not chase after material things and to be completely
And
divulged
females
what
don't
is
have that discipline. A female don't have that type of discipline like that without a man or a masculine energy, right?
Right.
Did you
And the
know
only
that?
one I've seen that do that is my wife, because she's a triple Aries. That's very masculine. Even if you're a
If you're a
woman, and
woman,
she did 21 days water fast before she had our son.
oh
But
wow.
that's the only woman I ever heard do anything like that. But normally, men are the ones that are doing that type of stuff.
I'm not talking about that. I mean, just general things like, a lot of females never have any fucking money because they don't have they spend money like a child. You know what I mean? A lot of them I've encountered where,
Yeah.
they want a guy to try to take care of them or be a daddy to them and give them money while they go and blow them. There's a lot of brides out there like that. Even, some of them with good jobs that still they have good jobs and they still are living paycheck to paycheck because they don't have they have to bar themselves from going to certain stores and different things, and a lot of them have problems going to the gym every day because they need that masculine crutch, man, that masculine energy. They need somebody to
Good push.
compel them a little bit.
Yeah, there's like I see what you're saying
By the
there.
way, we're coming up on that 2 hour mark, so maybe we can wrap it up. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something, Ego and Supreme?
Um, no, I was just saying I agree with brother. I agree with him. Yeah, on that part. Um, it's I will say this. Another thing I agree on that right now the culture is being destroyed in a very detrimental way. Detrimental, detrimental way. Um, talked to you before about how the feminine has come back for like a vengeance for the last few thousand years or however so long. You know, the masculine, the patriarchy has ruled and suppressed women and the feminine in itself, in its nature. And now in the 20th century, it has turned, you know what I'm saying? In the 19th and 20th century, the feminine has attacked with like women's rights and whatnot. And eventually it came to a point where it's like, it's equal. It seems like there's a balance going on. And
Yeah.
now, recently, in the last, I would say 15 years, there's just been like chaos, like within the masculine or within the man's side, dealing with the feminine. It's like more gay men are becoming more and more gay. There are more men becoming trans than ever. I feel like there are more, and correct me if I'm wrong, there might be more trans men than there are trans women. I mean, there are more men that are transferring to women than there are women transferring to men. Um,
Let me introduce real quick. Hold that thought. I assume it's a man. Drink juice. You've been killing it in the chat. How's it going?
Hey, good night to all y'all. What's up? Yeah, first time hearing shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to have you.
Let's go.
Ego, you have any? I cut you off for a second, but
no, it's good. I was just all
yeah.
I was saying was it seems like the feminine is coming back for vengeance. That's why
Yeah.
there needs to be a rampant like exposure of homosexuality, especially within young boys. I feel like that's why women are so masculine to the point where you can't really organize or structure anything outside of their own will. It seems like it has to be a fight with most women, it seems these days. Um, and it's more or less of like an ego game, rather as the women's egos have become so inflated with their new sense of power that like they can't be told anything, and it's up to the man to be more feminine, to step to the side, to be the leader in that sense, to put his ego to the side, and just be like, okay, um, how can I maneuver through this in the most sensible, calm, and rational way possible. Because if
So
I
you're
come,
saying do it, and the way that looks, the way you're saying it is to be use a feminine way of doing something, being humbling yourself.
yes, in a way, just because like when you're dealing with someone with an ego or a woman with an inflated ego like that, there's nothing that you can tell an individual, especially a grown person. So it's best to put your ego down and to I wouldn't say completely submit to what the person is saying or doing, but I would say um, know when to check yourself out of the situation and know when to speak and know when to really just run.
Right.
Um,
Right. Any thoughts on that? Drink juice, Brother Supreme.
Yeah, Chico's been spitting pretty good, and I'm honestly behind him on a lot of what he was saying. But what made me hop in was something that Supreme was saying and stuff. It was, if you don't mind, what's it called? So basically, like where Supreme was saying earlier, like he was trying to say, point out to where, in the animal kingdom, even like feminine energy is like the dominant one. Yeah, that one would actually be a little bit too easy, just because.
I didn't say feminine energy. I said masculine energy is dominant.
No, no. Of course, you said, yeah. You were saying so,
You
but
said feminine.
you were asking for an example, like of where feminine energy is.
Oh, right. We
Yeah,
always nature is really the real Bible. If anybody want to really, if anybody really want to study creation or how things naturally or natural order, look at nature.
right. And so
That's
what I
what
wanted to
Taoism is.
So what I wanted to example sort for you, I mean, like it would be a little bit too easy actually, just because there's, I know. So of course, animals are less dense mentally and evolutionarily and stuff than us. But we just look at the insect kingdom and fish. Both of them are basically, well, let's say like bees even. So worker bees are largely female. The males are drones. They only reproduce. They don't work. They don't go get the nectar and stuff. You got fishes. A lot of fish that are the female fish are way bigger than the male version. And yeah, the male version is just basically mates and stuff. But while the female one is actually out here really like killing a lot off of
Uh-huh.
these life cycles and stuff. They're like major apex predators and stuff. Now, of course, that's not really reproducible as much in the mammal side and stuff. Yeah, it is weird that the insects and the fish are kind of like that and shit. There's not a lot of examples for like the mammal side, but I'm sure I could find it where like yeah, like there are the kinds of animals there where the females are basically the dominant and the males just are just the reproducer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Well,
not
what?
that's not a
And
uh,
of
that
course it's
happens. That
not
doesn't happen a
exception.
lot though.
Yeah, and exceptions don't change the
What
rule.
about the more
Of course, the
stronger
creator. Sorry,
animals
go on.
like the elephant or the lion? You know, the lion
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
he's
and that's
even
what I'm saying. Like,
polygamy. He's such an The lion is such an alpha that he's got multiple mate. They're polygamous. They have more than one wife or more than one female they deal with. That's why
yeah,
you'll see a herd of the females when they come against the lion. It'll be more than just one female lion because he's got all of them.
yeah, and and so like yeah, so like
That's alpha energy.
the exceptions to the rule in the animal kingdom don't change that law like you were saying and stuff. But I was saying I was saying like the creator. I believe that I believe that infinite creator has literally has all tools. It just like and it literally and is ultimately masculine, but it contains, of course, all of this and can express it however the hell the creator would like to do.
So you believe in the Baphomet, right? Because the Baphomet is half male and half female, or part this and that.
No,
Um,
not
you
exactly
believe in
that.
that or what?
Just in
That's what
the
a lot of people say.
just in our one infinite creator.
Well, everyone, I would like to say that, like, um, really depending if you don't, especially if you don't identify with any type of religion, everyone's archetypal entity is different. I say it like that. Like for me, when I think about what God is, you know what I'm saying? It's obviously more of a like a Tao type thing, or more of just like it's more like a dualistic type nature. I see the mother, and I see the father, and the mother calls herself Maya for illusion, and the father says nothing. He's just there. But like it's just like a presence, a feeling, but it's empty. But it's full. It's fulfilling at the same time. It's hard to describe the feeling. But like
Well, the Supreme Creator is right there on the line right now.
Yeah,
Hey,
we all
laughing.
we all Elohim.
facts,
He's right there. You're talking to him right now. This is his broadcast.
facts. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But yeah,
Hey, it's Supreme Creator right there.
I just I don't know. That's just for me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would like
Right.
label it down because everyone has their own personal archetype. But it technically encompasses literally nothing new that hasn't been spoken about in any other myth. Like literally, what I just said was Genesis. It was, there was no, like the same entities that's in Genesis. I literally just explained to you. Like Maya is the earth that's dark and void in form, and the Father is literally the Father. You know what I'm saying? That said, let there be light type shit, because he is the light. He is
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
consciousness coming into being.
that's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? I just,
Drink Juice. How'd you find this broadcast? I've seen you the last couple weeks and stuff.
So a long time. I think of like what? Let me not say maybe not that long ago, but let's say last year I found your work from like DMT extraction. And so
Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah, man.
great.
But oh yeah, like I agree with you on that, ego. There was something I also was meaning to say, like yeah, like our um our projection here is comprises of vacuums and penetrations at all times. Like yeah, like how you say that, like God put His light into a canvas. It's like like we have lights, we have light penetrating the dark and stuff, and that's just one example. But there's like and and psychedelic experiences with shrooms definitely show me that in a way that how ego was saying, like the yeah, like the masculine energy will use the feminine energy to derive meaning and to actually like and get its basically like get what it came here to do and shit. Like I mean, and
yeah,
now
Yeah, a
that
lot of
doesn't mean
men don't
that
find
doesn't
the.
mean that it's taken over the male. I think it's just it's being used, but like any tool, I guess any tool can overcome you and stuff. But
Yeah,
shoot,
yeah. There's been a lot of men that have used their woman as a motivation to find their purpose for sure. That's happened.
Oh,
yeah,
But
certainly, certainly.
yeah.
A woman can be, the best, or female energy could be, your best advocate at that, a supporter.
Hmm.
Although I share this, and the female energy appreciates that. I
Right.
know how to cook or do whatever I need to do as a man without the woman if I have to. Although it's a beautiful thing to have a woman and cook for me and serve me food and do feminine things for massage my back or whatever. All those feminine traits we men like. Although which makes me more stronger is that yes, I enjoy her doing those things for me. Although if there ever was a time those things was removed from me or whatever, I'm still gonna be okay. I'm still gonna be that same man.
Hmm.
That's
Right.
empowerment. It's not taken
yes,
away from the feminine energy. That's just you being more, into your own, or you loving yourself before you love someone else. You know how to love yourself. So when when it's time for you to love someone else, you know how to do it because you have yourself an example, or they see how you treat yourself or how you conduct yourself. And some people may want that same love or for you to reciprocate that as well. So most definitely there's nothing wrong with that, although you add on. I'm all about, like I said, I'm all about law and masculine. The law doesn't the law, just because somebody had a bad day, the law is still gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had a bad day and you pissed off or whatever, but you fuck up, the law is still the same. You fuck up, you're gonna get yourself, you're gonna go out and drink or do something crazy or emotional or feminine, being emotional, and you're gonna fuck yourself because the law ain't gonna be there to save you. Anybody jump off the bridge, gravity will will perform its law. Period.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not.
we
It's not
just
gonna
saw it
care.
earlier.
Gravity's not gonna care what a nice guy you are, what you could be. Gravity's gravity's not gonna care if you're a good. Listen, gravity's gonna treat the good guy the same as the bad guy. That's law.
Right. That's a natural law. And by the way, I think we can bookend this right now. Put the pause on that, and next week we'll go do a deeper build, and we can start with timeless dimensional space. Brother Supreme.
Yeah, we can get more on that. Also, we need to talk. We need to get more in depth in our power by then. Um,
Yeah.
I want to talk more about the numbers 369. We know that Tesla and quite a few others use those numbers. Uh, as a ritual, basically. And so we're gonna touch on that number. I know Nature Fuckboy was into it for a minute. He knew. Well, he probably did some studies or some book he ran across, or maybe a
Oh, the
video
convict,
about
nature
369.
boy.
Yeah, the convict, right? Right. Okay. So that's cool.
Good way to start. Yeah. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all. Drink juice. Good to meet you. And finally, up here on the panel.
Thank you
And
for having me.
thank you. And please come back, brother Ego. Good to reconnect with you. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing.
appreciate the
Right.
people coming in. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
It's good talking
Yeah.
to y'all. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Same time, same place. Maybe a little earlier. I'll definitely put out the schedule a couple days, and at least a couple days in advance. And Brother Supreme, I'll be hitting you up with all the schedule and also the clips and whatnot. We can talk.
Absolute.
Yeah.
There's another masculine word for you. Absolute.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolute. Yeah. I heard somebody else, Jeremy, Locksmith Jeremy, who's one of our mods. He uses that word a lot. Every time he says it, I think, man, that's Supreme, man. That's the first person I heard say that.
1 + 1 = 2. Absolute. Period.
Yeah.
I'm
You
really.
can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me cut you off, brother.
Oh, I was going to just say you can't. Come back and change it and say, "Oh no, it's 3 now. It's 4." Well, I like 25 better. I like the number 30, or this person likes number 50. It's one answer, and that's the key of life. It's only. Remember, I used to teach. There's only one. Everything is one. You remember that, brother?
One answer.
Manifestation.
Absolutely.
One way to put on your shirt. One way to put on your
Hmm.
shoes correctly. One key in
Right.
your door. Everything is one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's this.
Everything.
And
is I'm
I
really.
put the
I just
I put the
want to say,
Discord link in the chat for fish, drink juice, or anyone else that wants to get a tryout, so we can build more. But what were you saying, Ego? What were you gonna say?
I just wanted to say I'm like really excited to see how you guys are going to tackle next week's topic on the interdimensional in this time thing.
Timeless dimensional space.
Yeah,
Timeless dimensional space. Yeah.
timeless dimensional space. Yeah, that sounds interesting. That sounds very like a very feminine thing to tackle.
You said sounds what?
Like a
Feminine.
very feminine concept to tackle.
Oh wow. Oh, okay.
We shall see. Yeah. Yeah. Well, definitely whatever masculine or feminine, but masculine is definitely going to reshape your reality. So we shall see, right?
Man, I'm dominating this planet with masculine energy. Not feminine. I don't know what he talking about.
I think he's
Masculine.
trolling.
I'm
I
talking
think
about
he's trolling.
strong. I'm talking about strong,
Yeah.
powerful masculine energy.
Yeah,
So I'm not trying to hear that bullshit, man.
I'm just saying,
Ego,
man. I'm just really, I'll be ready for it.
Yeah. No, because it's true though. Like, cause Ego, it ain't like Ego just. No, I mean he's not trolling. He actually lives that. Because we spoke on this. We probably had. It didn't seem like necessarily debate, but we have definitely had dialogues where he took his stance and I took my stance, right? But yeah, come back so we can. It's good to have a little pushback.
Right.
Pause.
All, hey,
Yeah,
we welcome all calls,
Yeah.
except for when the people they just playing on here. You know what I mean? Wasting
Like
time.
gay.
We don't have time for that. Because they just taken away from. They're like the students in class. You know, you just one of
Yeah.
the teacher have to attend a ignorant kid in class. I mean, all we gonna learn about is how not to be as far as the ignorant kid in class.
Oh yeah.
that's
I've
true.
Um,
done that
but we're
Right.
not
as a
gonna
teacher.
learn. Right, we're not gonna learn all the other topics and subjects that we should be learning at the time.
Hmm. Nah, I
So
think ego's pretty graceful with it. He knows.
yeah,
Even though he promotes that feminine energy, he's got that masculine Mississippi energy right there. That's what's up.
Man,
Yeah. Yeah. So brother Supreme, I appreciate you. Once again, you knocked it out the park,
likewise,
out the
man.
galaxy.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. So we'll do it again. This has been How to Make a Bitch Nigga, Vortex Energy, and Timeless Dimensional Space, which will be
Hey,
do part 2.
we also should have left. We should have left how to catch a nigga because it was more of how to catch him.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Or
We
so,
might have to.
really,
I'll change
really,
that.
is it how? Wait a minute, man. We might need an upgrade. Is it real? Think about
Yeah.
this now. Is it really how to catch a nigga, or how to allow a nigga to catch himself, or to
No, that's
incriminate
what.
himself? Like, what would
No,
you
no, you
say?
just said it. You just said it because somebody said that in the chat. They said it's
They
like
said that.
they said that my homie from England. He said that the Suste. He
He
said that
said,
earlier. He knows
he,
what's up.
he said how wait, what tell me what he said exactly.
He said, let me say, he was talking about England because he's on the other side of the pond. Let me bring it up. It was pretty
That's on the
slick.
frequency there, man. I like that.
Oh, he said, this is what he said. He said, everyone's guilty and has to prove themselves innocent in the UK. So more or less,
Man.
that's that type of,
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta prove.
How a
Yeah.
nigga
So
can
I'll
catch
change that
himself.
name around to get it right and exact, brother. I'll get it.
Yeah, we'll
I'll update it.
we'll capture that again one of these days, man.
Okay.
But I'm saying, really, that was it. You know, I was expecting to expose some bitch nigga stuff as far as the red pill
Yeah.
guys, but we kind of did. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that, but we didn't. It seemed like we touched more on the idiot that was catching himself than we did as far as the red pill
Yeah.
community and whatnot.
Yeah. We got we got plenty of content to use them as you used to say as a teaching tool, as a chalkboard or whiteboard.
Oh,
Yeah,
right and
definitely.
exact, right and
Yeah.
exact, man.
Yeah.
What not to be, you know.
What not to
People have
be.
many. Man, if people just look at the examples they have out here of what not to be, you know, people shouldn't have no problems in life. I'm serious. If you just look,
Nah.
especially when you're a righteous person, when you look at all the fuck ups around us, and you just see how fucked up their life is, and how they keep going down dark tunnels and ignorance. It's like, damn, we're seeing the whole totality of every defected element in creation, every defected idea, or every defected negativity. You're witnessing in a vessel. You know, what
Yeah.
better place to put all this crap other than a vessel? And the
Right.
people who will not give those ways up, man, um, it's a self-destruct mode. When people get all this, well, God's gonna destroy you and all. There's a thing, really, people are really self-destruct. You know, everything, it's all, people have always been their own builders or destroyers. You know, this goes back to natural law, karmic law. You reap what you sow. You know what I
Right.
mean? So if people just look into those things, man, like I said, study nature, not just the trees, but study the nature of people that's out here. Study everything that is. And you have the whole Bible right there, the whole tale. Or they say, one picture is worth all the words. That's all.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. With that said, this has been the Supreme Creator broadcast. on NPC The Game Live. And we'll see you next time. Math and Science.
Fine.
Normal life is not real. We are just cogs in a wheel. We work, we hurt, we search, we feel. Normal life is not real. We are just cogs in a wheel. We work, we hurt, we search, we feel.
My name is Sophia. God named me that name. It means wisdom, and steward means guardian. Guardian of the wisdom. So I'm guardian of God's wisdom to explain God in another way for people to get to know Him.
With the jack of brain waves filter my dreams. Then I change the data streams of storyboard scenes. Take a deep and dive in the rabbit hole. The story will be told. It's a part of my soul. No telling if it'll bring out the ripper or the jackals in you. If I have to murder you, that would be terrible. My body is a biocomputer that can see into the future. I see starving in substitution. Started with emotion, then came up thought. Access and reality. Nigga, come on. Layer upon layer upon layer of mathematics. The matrix suspended in space is holographic.
Think of pure thought. Listening. Visualize the world you want to live in, and that's the world you have. But if you get caught up in other people's world, you'll be in those places. You won't be able to get out of them. You'll be caught up in more electromagnetic fields, energy, and trapped in there with us.
My lyricism amplifies my intent. Prepare rebels for the coming global event. After the matrix, so you submit to the will of God. It was hard, but mine, free from here to beyond. I remove the veil from in front of you to take action. Not only can you see into the future, see past it. Sitting down in the rabbit hole with Alice. So you steward offered me the pills and the chalice. Professor Bliss reversed linear time. Increase the star watch for writing long crimes. Paradise really only exists in the heart. Love the mislinked from here to the stars. Brainwaves revealed. I am energy. Physically, mentally, spiritually, actively. Pythagoras, Einstein, God live inside me. Most of you will never understand what I see. We create reality. This is not fantasy. We create reality. Truly, definitely. We create reality. Better be filming this. We create reality. Worlds I love to see. Close your eyes. Use your theta waves. More than your beta waves. Bomb squad steady. Did many grades. Advanced scientists perform search. I clone me lyrically. But they would have been better off killing me. Thought energy plus emotion manifest things outside the timeline. Jermaine ride without wings, smoking a chalice inside the devil's chamber. My mind dies, eons evaporated weed vapor. The brotherhood evolved the two beings with black eyes. Divine DNA designed from disguise. Deja vu is a flaw inside a matrix computer. Attached to beast translucent, seeing to the future. Laterally engineered a magnificent machine. Change everything around me. Just what I need. I will change the future with the Microsoft strand. Way more advanced, you will never understand. We create reality. This is not fantasy. We create reality. Truly, definitely. We create reality. Better be filming this. We create reality. Worlds I love to see. My rhymes harness the power to control reality. With verbal sorcery, speech and wizardry. Dionysus, look bad, observing me, keep cursing me. Fools offended me. Outside the space station, a star provided lighting, illuminated my mind. Then I doubled the writing, distinguished English and sophisticated senses in sync with the sex magic I received from the temptress. Global matrix computer, larger than China. Green numbers, forever blinking like the text of edit curse of God. Consciousness living inside or sideways, eight perpetually. Creative, redefine my fate. The matrix signals bounce back and forth like a mirror. Forever, forever, in such a way you will remember.
Create your own world. Make your world beautiful. You will bring others into that creation world of your own making. They need to reprogram, to reshape their minds, their mental thoughts.
We create reality. This is not fantasy. We create reality. Truly, definitely. We create reality. Better be filming this. We create reality. Worlds I'd love to see.
I don't have to know right here on earth. They create with our thoughts and what we think of others. And if we judge others, what we don't reach on the earth and what we do. The more truth you speak, the more truth is inside of you. Leave the truth with you. The more good you do in the world, the greater you become. I spend my energy towards good, towards healing, towards healthy. That changes people's worlds for the better.